no stranger to circumstance. Don't notice I'm about to dance. I keep my shit tight, cause any moment I'm throwing hands. I'm blowing up on your man, can't own him on demand. Fight of the night, bitch, I'll put ice on my corner, man. Coming for the win, no weakness. Put down the miss, no secret.
Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Estamos en Semana Aniversario de Fordewin MMA y esta es una semana distinta a todas las demás, así que vamos a traer inmediatamente a alguien que estará involucrado en todas las actividades de UFC 264 el día sábado. Me encuentro con uno de los protagonistas de la próxima estelar de las preliminares, la pelea que nos va a dejar a puertas de pay-per-view. Estoy junto a Max Griffin directamente desde Estados Unidos. Hey Max, how you doing, babe? How you doing?
¿Qué pasa? Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, muy bien. No sabía que tenías tan buen español, hermano.
Sí, es un poquito.
Un poquito.
Español. Poquito español.
Pero funciona, hermano. Funciona muy bien. It works like a
¿Cómo
charm.
estás? How you guys doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. We're excited to have you here right out. You're like 2 seconds away from hopping into a plane and getting into Vegas to get all the festivities started for UFC 264. That's what I was telling the people in Spanish. And no, man, we're excited to have you. How are you feeling today? How's the week coming up?
I'm good, man. Just running around. We getting these last errands done. Just got a haircut. Just kind of cleaned up from the barber. I'm ready to go. Just, looking for some food. We just went to this Mexican spot. They have this chicken, but they're closed. So now we got to go somewhere else. We'll figure something else out.
Man, that hurts, man. You know, I'm in the fat side of the force, not in the fit one, so that hurts my feelings too, man. I want you to get that taste to eat before getting it done on Saturday, man. So, well, let's start by talking about your career, of course. You've been a professional for over 11 years now. Do you feel your career has been solidified right now, being a part of such an historic card next Saturday?
Yeah, I want to keep getting better, and my fights keep getting better. I've been on a roll lately. I kind of figured it out, figured out, how I fight. I have 2 big wins back to back, knocked off Ramiz Brahimaj's ear off his head, and then just knocked out Song Kenan cold. So I'm on this huge card, fighting a legend, and I can't wait to get in there and smash Carlos Condit.
Man, that's a big name to have. Well, you made your UFC debut in a Conor card as well. Now you're facing probably one of the biggest names in the sport in Carlos Condit, also in a Conor card. How's that feeling entering fight week with all this in mind?
It's good. It's kind of coming full circle. Like you said, my debut was on a Conor card. This last fight's in a Conor card. But it's the first fight with fans. It's the first fight with fans in Las Vegas in over 14, 15 months. So it's going to be crazy. The fans are going to be outrageous. The energy is going to be wild. I'm looking forward to it.
Did you miss the fans? I know that it's a weird question to ask because who doesn't, man? I mean, you're in a part of the sport where fans are involved deeply, but I wanted to get your thoughts on how the energy of the live audience affects you on fight night.
I like it. The last 2 fights, it was without fans. It was more quiet. It was more mano-a-mano, kind of man-to-man, just quiet. My team versus their team. Get the fight. You kind of could focus more and hear your corners a little bit better. But this is going to be fun, man. The energy is going to be electric. We're going to blow the roof off that thing.
Man, I'm pretty sure about that. You have a great dance partner in Carlos. I wanted to get your thoughts on what were your thoughts when you knew you were going to be the featured prelim against a guy like Condit? How'd that came to be?
It's such an honor. Like, I didn't know where I was going to be on the card. You never know because it jumbles up all week. You never know where you're going to fight and, your placement. If I was in the main card, if I was in the prelims, who knows? But once they finally put the fight out and for me to be the main prelim on the card right before the pay-per-view, it's going to be all the eyes are going to be there because not everyone can afford the pay-per-view, but everyone can watch ESPN Plus for free. So everyone's going to be watching that. Everyone's going to tune in to see Condit. It's such a great spot to be in. We're going to kick off the pay-per-view. It's going to be live, yo.
Man, I feel you on that one. I mean, I can see it in your face, man. You're serving all this happiness for me, man, and I appreciate it. I know you're stoked for this card. I wanted to get your story real quick because there's a lot of people here in South America that follows the fight game and love what you do. I want to give a special shout out to my collaborator Felipe, who really wants me to say this from the bottom of his heart. Max, I love you. You at the Song fight, you gave me a knockout that closed my parlay, and you made me a wealthier man, so I appreciate it. That's from my man Felipe. So I wanted to get it out there.
Hell yeah, plus 550. I had plus 550 for the knockout. I made a lot of people money. I made people thousands of dollars. People bet their houses on that. Like their rent, you know. I had this one guy, I made 42,000 US dollars, sent me a picture of this big pile of money that he won from betting on me. I was actually on Bleacher Report betting. My friend Greg at BR Betting has me on the show, and I told everyone, hey, they have me a plus 550, you guys. I'm going to knock this guy out, so you might as well cash in. And hundreds of people bet, and thousands of people won. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I know. We love a little wager here now and then here at the For the Win team, and Felipe for sure was jumping out of his seat when you got that done. So yeah, he wanted to show his love, and I'm the vessel for it, man. Well,
thank you, Felipe.
I wanted to ask you real quick, since we're talking about bets. Well, you know, there was this storyline coming up recently where Justin James bet his entire purse on himself, right? I just wanted to get your quick thoughts on that, like as an action. Like, would you ever do that yourself?
Man, I don't know, but what I would say is, you know, I personally thought it was a bad move, but it's for him. I mean, everyone, he's a man, right? But you lose, at least you lose with some money, you know, to go home with nothing. And then he's probably getting cut too. So, not a good move. I mean, good for him. He believes in himself, but if I was a coach, I'd be like, nah. You know, you never know what can happen. He could have got hurt and lost. You know, he could have got an injury and lost. So it's not just about getting knocked out or a bad decision. You know what I mean? Like, right. The judges, bro, like, are bullshit most of the time. The judges don't know what they're talking about. So, especially in being like the last fight of his contract.
Right. Well,
not a good move. Not a good move, but I mean,
respect to the guy. Salute.
Respect to him for doing it. I know the guy. But personally, I mean, who am I to say? But I wouldn't have done that.
Absolutely.
Not like that.
I feel you on that one. Well, you talked about the judges, and I wanted to ask you this a little bit later, but since you made that segue, it's a fine thing to do. How does a fighter deals with being potentially robbed by a judge? Because many people consider you had been robbed by judges in your fight against Thiago Alves, right? How did you feel about that? Do you believe the judges screwed you a bit there?
Totally. On 29 out of 31 news outlets, I won the fight. He said I won. His coach Mike Brown said I won. His team said I won. UFC said I won. The fighter said I won. McMaynard said I won. It's just two Brazilian judges that picked it for him. It was disappointing, but I kind of got more shine on it. Instead of me just beating them, it was like, Max got robbed. DC, Max got robbed. They talk about me getting robbed for like the next two fights after that, you know, rather than me, you know, Max beat a legend, Thiago Alves. It's more like Max beat a legend and he got robbed. So there was more media around it, you know,
like some positive cloud.
Yeah, some positive cloud that they talked about, and I know I beat him. You know, I'm not gonna let some judge tell me I didn't beat him. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, how do I feel? Do I feel like I lost, or do I feel like I had a good fight and beat him? You know what I mean? Like as a man, like do I go home and like put my head down, or do I like,
for you to look yourself in the mirror, right? You know what you did, and you're fine with that, and shit happens. It's the fight game, right?
Yeah, but he knows, I know, everyone knows. I mean, it didn't get me paid. I didn't get my money, but it's what it is. I learned a lesson, learned a valuable lesson that fight.
Well, you can ask that guy with the 42K to give you some. Did he ever got you anything like because you to get back to track back?
He was supposed to. He was supposed to. He said he was, but he didn't. I think they bet that money on something else and lost it all.
Well, if that kid sees this, man, you owe the man something, and you better pay the piper, man.
The least he could do, right?
Absolutely, like a bottle of wine at least. So, man, I was trying to get, before we started this conversation about judging and the bets and all that, what I was trying to say was that there's a lot of people in the South American MMA circuit and the MMA community that probably has seen you but doesn't know that much about your story because there's not many Spanish-speaking outlets sharing the fighters' stories, and that's what I'm trying to do now. So I want you to walk me through the motions. How did you get involved with MMA, and what made you decide to step up?
Let's see. I started doing martial arts when I was young. From 4 to 13, I did it. I studied Bok Fu. It's a mix of Kung Fu, Karate, Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, Judo. So it's kind of like a hybrid of martial arts because like Taekwondo, they can't punch, but they sure can kick. So it's kind of like a mixture of like the kicks of that. And then when you get in close, you Judo throw the guy. So it's like a lot of MMA that makes sense. So I did that till I was a kid. Quit when I got my black belt in that. Quit when I got to high school, took a break. And then was watching a bunch of like UFC, Tank Abbott, all the old videos, of the old school cage fights. And I was like critiquing it. I was like, I could do that. I was more like giving them advice. Like, he needs to do this, or why did he do that? Or he needs to put his hand up, or no, don't do that. Then I was like, you know what? I'll do it. And I started doing it when I was 21. I actually went back to the gym that I went to when I was young. Dave Marinoble was a world kickboxing champion then when I was a kid, and now he opened his own gym. So I went back to his gym, and I've been there ever since, man. 14 years, and I've been getting after it, bro.
Yeah, I can totally tell. It's been a beautiful career with a lot of ups, a few downs, but you're a man of the people, and I know the fans rally behind you because you're a really close person to talk to, and I really appreciate that. I know that you right now have a little bit of a contest on social media going on. You're trying to get the fans to tune into the pay-per-view. Could you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, I'm doing UFC 264 giveaway. I'm buying 3 fans UFC 264 so they can watch it, and my buddy Matt Dodger also is adding one. So now we have 4. 4 pay-per-views. All you have to do is tag 3 friends, like and share the post, and follow me.
Absolutely.
Is we're this doing worldwide? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Worldwide. Yeah. I mean, if they have Venmo, Cash App, if they have that, yeah. I'm just gonna send people the money for it. So
great.
I'll do a raffle on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And there's 4. So. Maybe 2 on Friday. We'll figure it out. Maybe 1 tonight. We'll see. But I want to hook the people up.
That's the man of the people right there. That's why you get all the love from the fans. Well, Max, you're a proven finisher with 15 of 70 pros wins coming by way of stoppage. Could you describe in your own words and experience the feeling of KOing somebody or submitting someone in the biggest stage the sport has to offer?
It's tough at this level, right? It's tough at this level. Everyone's so good, but to go in there and like the last guy knocked out, Song Keenan, real good guy, 4-1 in the UFC, like the pride of China and all that. I knew I was gonna knock him out though. So to me, it feels good. It feels good, It's more like a told you so kind of thing for me. There's nothing like it, man. But it's kind of a thing where you kind of know what's going on, It's I mean, you want to win, and then you get these big knockouts. And with the fans is, I think it's a little bit different. My last 2 knockouts were with no fans, right? So it's like my team, yeah, you know.
And that was it.
Yeah, right. But this time, this Saturday, it's gonna be bananas, yo. Yeah. I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be wild.
Well, the fight against Condit is one of the greatest fights on the card, in my personal opinion. How do you see that one going? Like, let's get into specifics.
He's a real good guy, real good fighter. I mean, he's fought everyone. GSP. I mean, he's fought all the best guys on the planet. But it's my time, man. You know, he's had his time. You know, yeah, I don't want to say too much about him, but I respect the guy. I was a fan. I mean, I am a fan, but not right now. He's one of my favorite fighters. But then once this happened, I got this fight. My mental coach was like, he's trying to take your money.
Yeah, so, I was going to ask you just about that because I read that you admire Carlos before you actually started fighting. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on how do you manage that mentally? How do you separate the admiration you have for the athlete and the fact that you're describing to see the competitor, like you said, that is coming to take your money?
Yeah, it's separate now. Now I don't give a shit about him. After I beat him, I'll get his autograph and just take a picture. But right now, it's wartime.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be seeing you grinding coming into this fight on social media on the daily. I would love to know, how's the weight cut going and everything regarding your health and nutrition?
It's good, man.
Besides the chicken, I presume, right?
Yeah, we're figuring out somewhere else to go. We're ordering it right now. But it's going good, man. I'm just sick of water right now. I've been drinking water like a son of a gun. 2 gallons a day. So I'm tired of water right now. But everything else is good. I'm healthy, feeling good, feeling fast. Yeah, it's just water, man. Water is just...
It's kind of boring at this stage of the prep, right?
Yeah, I'm pissing like every 20 minutes, you know?
Damn, I'll make sure to do it right before you take a piss on camera now. So, well, you're 35 right now. You're in a place where there's still a runway to go through, but you're not the youngest kid in the block either.
Yeah.
But how do you see your career?
Bro.
I'm sorry.
Different. I said I'm different.
Absolutely.
I look good. I'm young. I mean, I am 35, but you wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
And
if you could tell me, if I just watch you and if I didn't see your age, I would think that you'd be like 31, maybe 32. Yeah. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm getting better. Usually guys, as they get older, they slow down and they kind of get. Yeah. I'm getting better. I'm faster. I'm landing more shots. I'm fighting better. You know, I'm knocking these guys out back to back. Like I'm getting better. Like my cardio's better. I'm faster. I'm stronger. Like I'm doing the opposite of what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna stop fighting, but nowhere anytime soon. I just signed a new 5-fight deal. You know, I'm great, man. I mean,
we have Max for a while.
Yeah, you got me for a long time. Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to stop, but I'm not going to say because I don't want to put that in the universe, you know? But my teammate, Marianne Renault, she's 44. I was like, what?
Pushing strong, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know when I'm, you know, I still got a lot of time in me. I'm going to quit when I'm done. But right now, I feel great, you know?
So let's talk about this UFC career of yours. I mean, like I said before, you had a bunch of ups, some downs in it too. But what would you say is your favorite UFC memory so far?
Favorite UFC memory?
So far, yeah. Because maybe on Saturday you'll write a new chapter, and
it will be a new chapter. Every new next fight is my next best performance, and my last one was my favorite one. You know. I got moved to the co-main event on that last day. I fought Son Keenan, you know, who was really good. and knocked him the F out stiff, you know. So that was, and I had a good time, you know. It put me to this fight, you know. So that was my favorite moment. Before that, it was knocking that man's ear off, you know, going viral for that. You know, I live day by day, you know, and live in the moment.
Absolutely, Max. Well, just to round things up, because I don't want you to take a leak on camera, like I said again.
I'm holding it right now.
Yeah, I know you're suffering, man. I wanted to know, probably you get this a lot, but I would love to ask you, how did it feel, all the Ramiz Brahimaj situation with the ear? Did you have any enjoyment in that? Like, was it cool, or were you like, oh,
yeah,
he's a colleague as well, and I don't know, maybe some people don't feel that good.
I didn't really care. He was talking shit before, so I really didn't care. He was saying how he's gonna come in there and just choke me out, and he's gonna come in there and submit me. So I beat him to a pulp, and then I knocked his ear off. If you looked at him before that, he was beat. You know what I mean? Every time I hit him, he just get cut, mouse, bruise, hematoma, split, blood, everything. And then I knocked his ear off. I mean, it was disgusting. I had like his blood in my teeth, and like it was pretty savage. It was like one of those savage things. Yeah, whatever. I really don't. I mean, he's okay. I really don't got much to say about him or to him because he was talking trash, you know?
Absolutely, so, I get you, man. Well, I don't want to take any more of your time. Just a final thing from me. I just want to give you a chance to reach out to the Latin American audiences. I would love for you to tell them how everything's going to go on Saturday, and if you have a message for the Latin American fans as well.
Yeah. No, shout out to my Latin America fans. You know, thanks for having me on. I've been to Brazil. You know, I love Brazil. Brazil was dope. I met some people from Argentina out there that were super dope. The culture out there, people are so like genuine. Like, they're nice. I don't know. Like, I mean, America's great. I mean, I'm not saying anything like that, but you guys have you guys like care more, like more like genuinely friendly, you know?
We wear our hearts in our sleeves most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I picked up out there, you know? Everyone is so genuine. And I really enjoy it because I'm all about energy and, you know, all that. And you guys on there are great people. So I appreciate you guys. And tune in Saturday. Bet on me. The line's going up though. I was a minus 160, now I'm a minus 200. So, you know,
there's money to be made.
There's a little bit of money. That the money's kind of going away, but they got me as a favorite. But I'm gonna look and see what the props are for knockout and submission. Those might be fun. So.
Man, it's going to be fun to see you out there performing on Saturday in such an amazing card, man. Max, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to the Latin American kid on the blog. I really appreciate it. And thank you for being with us in such a special week. It's anniversary week here at For the Win, so we're really blessed to have you, man. I appreciate
it. Congratulations, you guys. To many more anniversaries.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for, man. Thank you very much, Max. We got it done, baby. Let's go, Max.
Let's go.
Take it home, baby.
Let's go.
About to dance, I keep my shit tight, cause any moment I'm throwing hands and blowing up on your man. K on him on demand. Fight of the night, bitch, I'll put ice in my corner, man. Coming through with no weakness. Go down the miss, no secret. Flick of the wrist.